Welcome back. Casey Campbell here with Great Lakes Post. We are pleased to be joined by the head coach of Northern Kentucky men's basketball, Mr. Darrin Horn. Darrin, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you, Casey?
Doing well. So, kind of talking about, I know practice. I think practice starts for you guys this week. I think, but
Yeah.
how exciting is it to get back out there?
It's really great, and we were just talking about as a staff the other day, Casey. It's so different coming out of COVID. Things were so unique last year. Specifically, there was no summer, and then even as you got into the fall, things were so restrictive and different and unusual for our players that to get back to having a real summer with your guys, getting in the gym, real weight program, and then hitting the ground running when class starts in the fall. It's really been exciting.
So, kind of going into how the summer workouts have been, obviously much different this year than last year. But overall, how is it to have a full summer to work out with your guys?
Well, I think it's been huge, and I think the two areas that we see the biggest difference are clearly, the freshmen, just in terms of their ability to adjust. I mean, you're talking about a freshman class last year in college basketball that didn't really get an adjustment period, didn't get that kind of foundational uh, physical work with the strength coach in the summer and those kind of things. And then I think the second thing is, when you have guys that are elevating roles, which we dealt with last year, guys like Trayvon Faulkner, who ended up being second team all league, it's one thing to be the third or fourth player on a really good team. It's another thing to be, at the top of everybody's scouting report. And I think there's some transition that comes with that that's beneficial when you have time to work with guys. And we just didn't get that last year. So I think those are the two biggest differences that we see.
So, kind of going into this season, talk about some of the guys that are coming back for you this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, you start with Trayvon Faulkner, who's a guy that's basically going to be a 4-year starter here. He's got 2 championships, was second team all league last year, and the thing that we love about Trayvon, Casey, is he keeps getting better. He's got a tremendous work ethic. He's about all of the right things. He's continuing to expand his game. Really improved his body this summer. So we're really excited about where Trayvon is. And then, we had a freshman class that, impacted and did some really good things. And Marquez Warwick, who's actually freshman of the year, David Bam, who played a lot, Trey Robinson, who contributed. And again, those were guys that really didn't get a summer. They just kind of got thrown into college basketball. Not to mention that in the Horizon League, we did those back-to-back nights in our schedule, Friday and Saturday, which was brutal for young teams like ours that weren't very physical. And so, really seen a lot of growth in those guys and excited about them.
So, kind of going in, I know you have a lot of young guys as well. Kind of talk about who's kind of impressed you so far out of that group.
Yeah, we've got several newcomers. Some of them are transfers. Through the portal. Chris Brandon and Sabian Sims, who come from Division I programs. But we've got 4 freshmen that we really like as well, and probably Sam Vincent stands out the most in terms of just being the most college ready. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Kentucky. Won a state championship at Fort Thomas Highlands right here near Northern Kentucky. And, he's a 6'5", physically, he's ready to play and has a really high basketball IQ and great versatility. So, we're really excited about him. And, he's probably the most ready to play. We've also added a foreign shooter, Hubie. I can't even pronounce his last name, from Lithuania. Played terrific in the under 19s, I think it was this year, in the World Championships in FIBA. He's a guy that can really shoot the basketball at a high level. And then also Isaiah Mason from Bowling Green, and Emmanuel, our big kid, who's got a long way to go, but really excited about his upside. Originally from Suriname, played his high school ball in Orlando.
How do you think, like, getting recruits back on campus, how big is that for you and your program?
Well, I think it helps us a lot because if you've been here, you understand this is a real basketball school. We've got a big time arena, great facilities, tremendous support. We didn't have fans last year. Prior to that, for our last 2 home games, we're at 7,000 fans right there. And so, this is a place that cares about basketball with big time facilities and great tradition and really cares about winning. And it's located in a great area. The campus is beautiful. You kind of get the best of both worlds in Northern Kentucky, Casey. We kind of got this classic state school type campus, a lot of green, rolling hills and all that. But literally from the second level of our arena, you can see downtown Cincinnati. And so, you can get into a city if you want to. And so, we think visits really help us because we think we've got a lot to offer.
Yeah. So going and then kind of going into this season, what if you can improve on one thing with your team this year? What do you think that would be, and what do you want to see out of your team coming out of the gate in the first
You
season?
know, I think that's a great question, and I think as coaches we all look at what we think we didn't do well last year, specifically if it's how the season ended. We were a team that won 8 of our last 10, really played well down the stretch, won a game in the conference tournament, and then lost in the semis to an Oakland team that played really well, but we felt like we didn't defend and compete at the level that we want to in that situation. So we feel like we've got to really grow defensively to where we can get in some grinded out games and have a chance to win. We really improved offensively at the end of the year. I think we've got good offensive talent and can be good in that area. But we've really focused early on defending at a high level and becoming a team that can win if it's an 80-point game or if it becomes a grinded out kind of slugfest, that we can win that one too. Because I really believe when you get into March, you look at the teams that are able to advance and they can win both of those kind of games, because sometimes that happens. And so that's been a real focus for us and trying to figure out how to utilize our depth. We feel like we're deeper than we've ever been, Casey, since I've been here. And obviously we've had two good teams and one team that won the championship didn't get to play in the tournament because of COVID. But we feel like this is actually our deepest teams in terms of quality players and the number of them that we have. And so, we're trying to find a way to how do we utilize those guys. And we think the best way we can do that is by being really good defensively.
All right. Well, Darrin Horn, thank you so much for coming on, the head basketball coach at Northern Kentucky. Thank you so much for taking some time, and good luck this season.
All right, great to be with you, Casey. Thanks.